show on Friday, after the news came out that Joel Embiid needed surgery, I thought the Sixers were going to keep winning, and they were going to do it thanks to Ben Simmons.
Wait a second. Did you think that they were going to beat the Hawks and the Hornets without Joel Embiid?
I'm saying, I think
really went out on a limb on that one, didn't you?
Ben Simmons is going to use this to push his Rookie of the Year campaign, and that's exactly what he's been doing. And there is room on my bandwagon for you people if you would stop being insulting and just come sit next to me.
I would never.
No.
Rachel, first of all.
But Ben, polite.
But you know what? But Ben Simmons, I don't think he has to do too much more to solidify himself as Rookie of the Year. I think he's done enough. I really do. I think
this is a contentious award.
No. I think the guy has done enough to win this award. As far as him carrying this team without Embiid, he can carry him only so far. Because one thing he can't do, I mean, we can compare him to LeBron James a lot because he has the size, the physical talent, the passing ability, but he can't score like that.
Yep.
And if you're going to really carry a team sometimes, you got to be able to put that ball in the basket from farther than 15 feet. Now, he can get them to the first round. I don't know if they can get to the second round, but they're going to need a healthy Embiid to be there to play if this team has any chance to really advance in the playoffs.
Coach, I want to ask you, there's a big conversation on Twitter this weekend, people comparing Ben Simmons to Magic. And do you feel that, what do you think about that comparison?
I still think, if I'm comparing him to anybody, it's more like LeBron because of his passing ability. But I think Magic he was so unique because he could score if he wanted to.
Right.
I mean, outside, inside, he could flat out just get it done if he wanted to. That just wasn't his nature. Right. You know, Pat Riley one year just had to force him to be more aggressive and convince him that it would make us a better team, which it did, and we were able to win another championship. So I wouldn't compare him to Magic. I don't think there's anybody like Magic, first of all. Right. So I would compare him more like a LeBron James.
And I would say, look, LeBron's shooting certainly improved through the course of his career. I mean, there was a time where daring him to shoot is what won a different team an NBA title, and you can't do that anymore with LeBron James. So obviously Ben Simmons could follow suit in that. Yeah. I think that the Sixers are going to look good over this next week, and I'm very excited to see that game against Cleveland. All right, at the buzzer, Patrick McCaw tweeting, "This is so great to see. Thank you, everyone, for your thoughts and prayers. God definitely is watching over me. I am blessed beyond measure. Vince Carter, I know you didn't mean to harm me in any way. To my coaches, teammates, friends, and family, I love you guys so much for being there with me." This is amazing. Awesome. I mean, this is just such a relief to hear that he's okay, and very nice of him to shout out Vince that way. Absolutely. Who we know felt awful after.
You know Vince Carter. Everybody knows how this guy is the ultimate gentleman in the game of basketball. So he was shaken.
You could tell.
You could tell he was shaken by what had happened to the young man. So it's great that this young man shouted him out.
Shout out, Patrick. Feel better soon. All right, Jump is back tomorrow. Stay.
Ogunbowale for the win. Good! Enrique Ogunbowale wins the national championship for Notre Dame.
Enrique is the truth. Notre Dame wins the title. And I'm sure the Spurs would like another chip, but without Kawhi, it doesn't seem likely.
Hook them up.
And then the Pats, without Gronk, what y'all think?
They want a chip without him. That ain't happen. Oh, here you go.
And Rams D-tackle Aaron Donald trains with knives.
And that's why I am a commentator now.
Fake knives. It's fake knives. You got
Sports Nation is presented by Toyota.
April Fools, fake knives.
April Fools,
They said we'd carry it over. Welcome to Sports Nation. Kerry Champion, joined by Marcellus Wiley, LZ Granderson. How was your Easter, guys?
All good. Just same old Easter egg hunt for the little man and little
I saw you. We're going to share it with the folks.
Yeah, you was on Instagram.
Yeah, we're going to share it with the folks later. Meanwhile, let's get started. We're going places presented by Toyota. Up first, Kawhi, all the drama. Coach Pop says Kawhi Leonard is continuing his injury rehab in New York with his own team of doctors, but he's unsure when he's going to be back to play.
Brace tight.
Clear. Kawhi Leonard has missed all but 9 games this season while nursing his right quadriceps. So, folks, here's the question. I don't know, Marcellus. Do you think that we ever see him again as a Spurs player?
I doubt it. Just because right now the Spurs organization is starting to look bad and starting to leak negativity and showing their true colors about Kawhi Leonard, who I think is doing a smart move, as every player regrets when they went out there and played for the team first instead of themselves, and then that same team cuts that player. All of a a sudden defames that player or trades away that player. Isaiah Thomas comes to name. So all those things said, why not make it about you? As soon as you sign on the dotted line as a professional athlete, you have to be self-centered. I'm respecting Kawhi Leonard said, I'm not putting a bad product on that court until I know I'm 100%.
You know, I do believe, though, that there is a certain element of overreaction from the media with regards to this because it's happening to the Spurs. And we're not used to hearing all this lip coming from the Spurs. We're not used to hearing players push back against the Spurs organization. And it's taken us a little bit by surprise, and I think that's giving extra sort of coverage to what's happening. I think he will be a Spur again. One, $200 million is a lot of money, so that's a good reason to sign a dotted line. But also, two, he finished in the top 3 in the MVP voting twice. Why do you get rid of that?
Well, if you don't respect how this process is playing out, if they continue to slight him when he's telling them I'm not 100% and you continue to defame my name and character, guess what? I'm out.
His name
now we hear Popovich going out there and saying when him and his crew, my crew, and part of his crew is your crew because the Spurs are going with him on these trips to New York as a medical staff. His crew? I thought it was our crew.
At least they say posse. Shout outs to you,
Phil Jackson. Yeah. Phil Jackson, chill out with that, dog.
Is this end near? Let's talk about it. ESPN's Jeff Darlington reported that Gronk is likely to return to the Pats next season, but there's growing tension between Gronk and Bill Belichick. There's also a report that the Pats team, basically, they're feeling frustrated with him, and the longer that Gronk holds out, he may be traded. LZ, is it time for the Pats to move on from him?
It's certainly time for them to be open to the option of it, and here's why. He's 28. He's often injured, though. And oh, by the way, they've already proven they can win a championship without him. And that, to me, is the caveat. Once you've proven that you can do this thing without someone as great as Gronk is, then you go ahead and you try and trade him to get more acquisitions, get some cap flexibility, a whole bunch of things to help you prepare for the future.
Isn't that lightning in a bottle? I wouldn't make it a rule, hey, we're going to win championships without Gronkowski. It's an outlier, but it's not going to be the mainstay rule. Here's the thing. The guy has only played 16 games once in his career. Despite being on the right side of 30 years young, he's still a guy who can't give you availability year in, year out.
Which is the best ability.
Which is the best ability. For me, I think that right now he's being entertained as a trade proposal because they realize that the guy's not fully committed, and even when fully committed, he's not fully available. That's a bad equation to sell to an organization.
What do you mean fully committed? He said his body hurts. He's just thinking about it.
It's called playing football. The day you walk out and say, I play football, something hurts. I mean, just as soon as you say I'm on that field, something's hurting.
As soon as you start thinking about retirement, you're almost there.
That's a true thing. Because at the core of what football is, it's painful. There is not an unconditional love for football. Things have to work in place for you.
When did you know you were going to retire? Your last season.
I think my body told me first. I wasn't listening to it.
Yo, dog, we done.
We done, right.
You still playing.
These checks still coming, but we done. All right, that's how it
Speaking
went.
of football, Beef and Bruins, in an interview with Sports Illustrated, former UCLA head coach Jim Mora doubled down on his opinion that Sam Darnold is a better fit for the Browns than Josh Rosen. He added, he's the #1 quarterback and a franchise changer, but said that whichever team drafts him will need to challenge him intellectually. So what does that mean? He's a millennial. He wants to know why. Millennials, once they know why, they're good. Josh has a lot of interest in life. If you can hold his concentration level and focus only on football for a few years, he will set the world on fire. He has so much ability, and he's a really good kid. Marcellus, is he helping or is he hurting Josh Rosen?
He's helping Josh Rosen with smart people. Smart people are not fazed by this comment. Dumb people are outraged because dumb people don't like to be questioned because they don't want to have the mirror in front of them realizing how dumb they really are. Here's the thing. Football, in its core, in its culture, is a dumb culture. Like meat and potatoes. Oh, first in, last out. Shut up. Well, how about smart, efficient work? And Josh Rosen is going to question you about what you're doing in terms of work and protocol. I hate when we act like millennials have a patent on curiosity. Every generation is curious. The smart people are, and the dumb people just go like sheep and continue to move forward. I respect Josh Rosen in this game.
That's right. When I looked at the quote, I was like, is there anyone in this draft that's not a millennial? Because if you're trying to avoid drafting a millennial, I'm not quite sure if this is going to help you. You're right. Every previous generation looks at the generation after them as somehow being something different or less than. The boomers did it to the Gen Xers. Gen Xers are doing going into millennials. It's just
Is
the way
he
of
helping or
life.
hurting him, though?
I believe what he's doing is insulting the area of Cleveland, and this is why.
Yeah.
He's kind of insinuating that going to Cleveland is not going to be stimulating intellectually for him, and he's going to become bored. It reeks to me of that West-East Coast sort of bias, looking at the Midwest as being less than, as if we don't have museums, as if we don't have universities, as if we don't have intellectually curious people in Ohio.
All in the videos.
Get out of Brown. I think he's just trying to help him get out of.
He's just trying to help his boy.
I don't even know if it's about them not being intellectually smart enough. I think
LZ's got a point. That is.
You can think of that. He just is helping them not go. He's trying to help Josh not go there.
Yeah, yeah.
It seems like.
But the rationale is that they won't be able to handle someone of Josh's curiosity and intelligence. He needs to go to New York, where he has more access. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Josh hit him on that pager. He was like, choo, choo. Okay. You don't want me to go there?
Do we still have pagers? I don't know. All right.
Millennials don't, I guess. I got a sidekick.
Millennials are like, what are pagers?
I got a
Bad news. It's time for 3 jeers. 1 jeer for this Raptor.
Remember that sidekick read out the whole message?
that was
I
nice.
love my life. I was living life. Meet me at the rim. The rim said, no.
What had happened was,
Right.
I can see how you could miss that. He didn't have the ball in his hand.
He didn't know what he was going to do. That's the problem.
Bulls, Denzel Valentine. Valentine throws a terrible.
Another Valentine, G?
Yeah. His brother coaching.
You supposed to catch that, dog?
Yeah.
Not really.
We don't show that, huh? That's a bad pass.
That is a terrible pass.
That's called I've never tried this before, but here we go.
Go State.
Here we go.
Austin Rivers.
Oh, man.
We're not on the jeers, though. Watch this.
Victor Oladipo.
Oh, that's a foul.
He got pushed,
We call that. And he didn't call glass anyway, so it don't count. Why is this a highlight? He ain't called back.
It's a low light for Austin.
Yeah. Austin, boy. He stay on the ground, don't he? Austin live on the ground.
Nova shown us the time to move past that three-point line and move it back, rather. What do you think?
We're in the stands? I mean, what the hell? We moving the court, too? Come on, y'all.
Talk about it.
Sports Nation.
Sports Nation is presented by Toyota. Let's go places.
Call the ambulance! She breathing! Jude!
I feel it coming.
You listed a date of birth 150 years from now.
We were running away.
From what?
The war.
But there's no war here.
There will be.
The Crossing, a new drama on ABC.
Euro. Arby's, we have the meats.
Nothing says spring like fresh flowers, so let's promote our spring travel deal on choicehotels.com like this. Earn 1 free night when you stay just twice this spring.
Allergies.
Or, bada book, bada boom.
Book now at choicehotels.com.
When you see black love, it's kind of like, oh.
It's undescribable. It's gotten us through a lot, and it's going to keep on doing that. It gives me hope.
It is real. It's very real.
BlackPeopleMeet.com, the #1 site for black singles. Start for free today.
Jane, this is Jim from OnStar. I've contacted help, and they're on their way.
Okay.
Don't worry. I'm going to stay with you until help arrives.
Thank you. A deer, it just came out of nowhere.
We're finally back out in our yard, but so are they.
Introducing Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action. It kills weeds, prevents crabgrass, and feeds so grass can thrive. Guaranteed.
Our backyard is back.
This is a Scott's yard.
You shine like a star. You know?
Blue Moon is a well-crafted Belgian-style wheat beer brewed with Valencia orange peel for a refreshing taste that shines brighter. Blue Moon.
For top quality floors at rock bottom prices, there's no place like Floor & Decor. You'll find the largest in-stock selection of tile, wood, and stone. You have to see it to believe it. Visit us in-store or online at flooranddecor.com.
Today, right now, you have more power at your fingertips than entire generations that came before you. But it's not really about what technology can do. It's about what you can do with it. We are living in the future we always dreamed of. We have mixed reality that changes how we see the world, and AI empowering us to change the world we see. So what will you do with it?
I run this house. That's right, baby. I get everyone up every morning. At least I used to. But now my parents are already awake watching Greenie, Beetle, and Jalen's new show, Get Up. Come on.
Good morning. I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-819-5919. That's 1-800-819-5919. Call now, 1-800-819-5919.
Claim it!
This coin collection is 30 years in the making. Just like the new Florida 100 times the cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery. We're celebrating 30 years of winning by offering more than $1.1 billion in cash prizes and our biggest scratch-off top prize ever, $15 million. The new Florida times the cash scratch-offs. It's your ticket.
Claim it!
There's jobs on planet Earth.
Coming up on SportsCenter at 6 Eastern after PTI, Villanova or Michigan predicting tonight's championship game with the College Game Day crew. Plus, ahead of the Masters, how Tiger Woods influenced a generation of golfers that he's now trying to beat. See you at 6 Eastern.
Sports Nation is presented by Toyota. Let's go places.
Major League Baseball opening week continues tonight on ESPN, ESPN2, and Deportes as the Orioles take on the Astros at 7 Eastern, and our West Coast game, Angels, Indians, 10 Eastern. Don't forget that. Plus, check out Get Up tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Eastern on ESPN and the Nifty app. Meanwhile, welcome back to Sports Nation. Here's some numbers you need to know. 15 for Notre Dame, 83 for the Spurs, and 100 for the NBA. Up first, 15, which is the largest comeback win in a women's national championship game. Notre Dame beat Mississippi State with a buzzer beater to win the title. The next number to know is 83, which is the fewest points the Rockets have scored in a regular season game under Mike D'Antoni. The Rockets lost to the Spurs 183. And finally, 100, the number of triple-doubles in the NBA this season after LeBron James and Russell Westbrook each recorded one Sunday. The only season with more triple-doubles was last season with 17.
Fahrenheit.
Welcome back to Sports Nation. We're joined now by an expert. His name's Amin Al-Hassan.
Look at that, yada-da.
Him.
Is that what the script says?
Yada-da
It says it here that he's an expert.
How are you an expert? You got fired.
Listen, let's back that thing up, shall we? Villanova set an NCAA tournament record.
I gotta do this.
I know, it's different.
Saturday night, they made 18 three-pointers against Kansas to win 95-79. So basically, Jay Billis also weighed in this morning on Get Up to talk about why he thinks they need to move the
Get Up
line back.
How so?
Get up.
Because I gotta get up.
The three-point shot, and I think it is going to lead us. We've been talking about it for quite a while and changing the rules, but I think it's going to lead us to moving the three-point line back and widening the lane. I think that's the next thing in order to be able to stretch the floor a little bit more, make it a more difficult shot, and bring a little more risk into it. Because right now, threes are reigning in college every bit as much as they are in the pros.
There's a reason he has that on. No one told us. No one shared.
Okay.
So, Amin, are you okay with the idea of pushing the line back?
Yeah. I not only the line, I think college basketball should adopt international basketball rules. The wider lane, 24-second shot clock, and the further three-point line. Not quite NBA dimensions, but bigger than what we have right now. All over the world, youth players are growing up playing on international rules with the international three-point line. I'm talking about kids who are 14, 15 years old in Greece, in Turkey, in Russia. They're all playing with these rules. We're the only country in the world that has, like, when you go bowling, the bumper rail. We're the only one that have bumper rails for our youth levels of basketball, whereas everyone else plays with those lines and those rules. I think the faster that we can switch the dimensions of the college court to what they play internationally, the better for the game, and also the better for those players that end up playing professionally, not in the NBA or the WNBA, but over in Europe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it being pushed back. I just didn't like initially what I heard from Dick Vitale, which is somehow the three-point line is detracting from the game. But to me, the three-point line is a part of the game.
Yeah,
I get it. You may like the beauty of backdoor cuts and things like that. But look, that doesn't mean that the three-point line isn't part of the NBA game. That doesn't mean that the players that you're recruiting don't have aspirations to be NBA players. I want to push it back to the NBA line.
Also,
why? Because it's a precursor.
Well, two things. One is also, let's act like backdoor cuts don't happen in the NBA. Like, we do that all the time, too. It's called basketball. We play basketball. Maybe you should try sometime, college. But then the other thing I would say is the NBA line is too far. Because what ends up happening is there aren't enough elite shooters on the collegiate level to justify having that kind of distance. That's why I like the international line. It's not quite as far as the NBA line, but it's farther out than with the college guys.
Where was this conversation two days ago? Like, why were we going to use the 18 three-pointers made by Villanova all of a sudden, a record-breaking performance all of a sudden, to now, you know what, the line needs to go back. I can't get it. I mean, the measuring stick should not be a record-breaking performance. It should be when every team is going out there making 18 three-pointers. Then I understand it, because then everyone is capable of this, but everyone's not. So for me, this is alarming because it's coming on the on the heels of something that was great, but you won't see every single night.
But here's the other thing you could say. Also, the three-point line being a little farther out, it spaces the floor better. It allows for more cutting, more layups, more paint action. It makes the game a little bit more open up, because right now it's so packed in.
It is
I can help in the paint and close out the three-point line pretty quickly.
But you said it would make the game better. Not for the NBA, but better.
For college, yes.
For college.
College would be better. Yeah.
Okay. And what ways, though? I just don't immediately see the...
Because right now, the college three-point line is so close that for most teams, not Villanovas of the world that are great three-point shooters, but for most teams that you're playing against, you can help out in the paint and still recover to the three-point line because it's not a short distance.
Okay.
You pull the three-point line out, it rewards better shooting, it rewards skill development, and because of that, now defenses have to make decisions, so now we have a clear area.
But just because the three-point line is there, though, doesn't mean you have to have your toe right at it. I mean, you can still step back 2-3 steps yourself and just shoot it.
You watch college basketball and tell me how many guys are allowing their kids to do that, because that's the
difference.
Like
Trae Young, and that's it.
Pretty much.
All right, so they're moving on, and so are we. Moving on, punting on the Kings. The Raiders cut punter Marquette King last week, which came as a surprise to many. King is a reliable punter. He had a career best yard average last season and still had 3 years left on his contract. But according to two veteran Raiders reporters, basically Gruden made the call to part ways with him because he did not like his personality. What does that mean? We've heard of that before. So do you have a problem with that?
Not at all. Let's not act like we don't know about the game within the game in every endeavor in life. And also fit matters. I mean, let's talk about when we're talking about at the top of the draft, Sam Darnold versus Josh Rosen. Well, we're talking about personality types and we're talking about fit because the talent kind of washes away in terms of their comparable players. This guy had his best year punting at Marquette King. Guess what? Raiders didn't even make the playoffs. Didn't even sniff the playoffs. So there's no correlation between you have the best punter in the world and guess what? We're going to have team success. When you have that type of personality, and I love him, he can play on my team and I reward that personality like a Pete Carroll would. But there are coaches like John Gruden and others who does not want their kicker dancing in the middle of a play while the ball's still in the air.
Then you say that. Then you talk You talk to the young man. There's been no reports. Exactly. There's been no reports in which he actually. Exactly.
How about you coach him?
Listen. He's a former colleague. He's got a Super Bowl ring. I'm not going to hate on him, but
why not?
He's been talking about changing the game back to when he was a coach. He hasn't won a playoff game since 2002. A lot of things have changed since 2002. And one of those
kickers dancing?
And one of those things is learning how to deal with the different personalities of a younger generation. There is a possibility
Bill Belichick does it often.
But this to me looks as if it's a man who wants to be the focus like he was when he was coaching on the sideline, and we were always with the cameras looking at him scowl like Chucky all the time. He doesn't want anyone else getting any shine.
Let me help you out, LZ. These are all the mannerisms of somebody who's not going to be very good at his job. Because he's going to realize the game didn't change because people woke up one day and said, let's try it this way. It changed for reasons, right? It's adapting. When they say, they throw too much, all the things that he's saying are the words of someone doesn't realize it wasn't just a flavor of the week thing. The game changed because the rules changed, because the athletes changed, because not only their size, their dimensions, their athleticism, but their personalities have changed.
But listen, personality is not the issue. I see Bill Belichick do this all the time with his players. Why is Gruden wrong for doing this? Why is he doing it the wrong way?
Because Gruden also saying things like analytics don't work and all the other.
No, he also said I have smart people who handle that, and I'll take their information. But I'm not.
But the last sentence of it was like, yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Let him live.
It just seems to me as if when you look at everything that Gruden has done thus far, and the fact that he hasn't coached successfully in the playoffs since 2002, just looks as if perhaps the game has passed him by a little bit.
We shall see, won't we? Coming up next, Aaron Donald hits fake knives.
Oh, it's fake knives?
Yeah, it's not real knives.
Because
that's crazy.
I mean, look.
Yeah, he's dodging.
Next level.
Does that make him a better pass rusher? We talk about it.
I mean, he's the best. Look at that.
Fake.
I wish they were real.
You wish they were real? Why?
Look, ain't nobody touching them regardless.
Why is my man wearing pajamas? I was like,
that's Joe Paterno, the winningest coach in history.
Jerry Sandusky charged with sexually abusing 8 boys. You're the only reporter who's followed this thing.
I'm just trying to figure out what happened.
People think that you knew about all of it.
You have a moral obligation.
You call him a legend and treat him like a legend.
We are Penn State!
Dad, did you know about Jerry?
We asked people to touch the king's buns.
What? Say it again? Oh, wow. I'm a fan of the King's sourdough buns.
Get your hands on the new toasted, cheesy Sourdough King or the breakfast sourdough sandwiches only at Burger King.
Guys, we all get to a stage in our life where we've earned ourselves an upgrade. Age sets in. It's not as hot as it used to be. Should have been sent to the curb a long time ago. Which is why I upgraded.
Here we go.
To a Napoleon grill.
Maybe I deserve the upgrade. Good one, Mom. Yeah. Really, really funny. I thought it was funny.
When the fire goes out in your grilling relationship, upgrade to a Napoleon. Upgrade your grilling game.
I was wondering if an electric toothbrush really cleans better than a manual, and my hygienist says it does, but they're not all the same. Who knew? I had no idea. So she said look for one that's shaped like a dental tool with a round brush head.
Go pro with Oral-B. Oral-B's rounded brush head surrounds each tooth to gently remove more plaque. And Oral-B is the first electric toothbrush brand accepted by the American Dental Association for its effectiveness and safety.
My mouth feels so clean. I'll only use an Oral-B.
Oral-B. Brush like a pro.
It's time to get smart about home security. Introducing Floodlight Cam by Ring, a motion-activated security light with an HD camera.
Don't even think about it.
That lets you know when anyone steps on your property. Illuminate every corner of your home with a ring of security. Smart enough to detect people and objects.
Hey, girls.
Hi, Dad.
With Floodlight Cam, you can stop crime before it happens. Protecting your home has never been easier. Now that's security in a whole new light. Available at ring.com.
Introducing
The never-before-seen.
next level of innovation. Redesigned,
Reimagined.
reborn, new, used,
Certified pre-owned.
Ford, Toyota, Subaru,
Volkswagen.
Honda, GMC, featuring
Backup camera.
EcoBoost, all-wheel drive, low miles, park assist, sport mode,
For wherever you...
dream of going.
For drivers everywhere.
For the ride of your life, for the driven.
Shop all the cars, all in one place. Auto Trader. If you can't find your next car here, you won't find it anywhere.
They share the same stage, each with his own story, all seeking the same prize. And, oh yeah, he'll be hoping to add to his story at the Masters.
Be the bug. Be the bug. Be...
How many eggs do termites lay per day?
86,000?
Correct. It takes our A-game to keep rodents out. Rats don't even sweat.
Neither do I. Madagascar hissing cockroach.
Is it enough to study bugs?
No. Science is nothing without action.
At Truly Nolan, we get inside the bug's head so they won't get inside your home. Truly trained, truly tested, Truly Nolan. Call now for a free termite inspection.
Janice, Mom told me you bought a house. Okay. So now that you have a house, you can use Home Code Explorer.
Quiet, I'm blasting my quads.
Janice, look.
I'm in a meeting.
Janice, look. Look.
I'm looking.
It's easy. You just answer some simple questions online and you get coverage options to choose from.
You're ruining my workout. Cycling is my passion.
Recruiter.com/buckets.
Welcome back to Sports Nation, presented by Toyota.
Welcome back to Sports Nation. I'm Carrie Champion, and it's that time. We're giving this nod to my guy, Chuck. Charles Barkley was on Get Up this morning and said that Kevin Durant has turned into a different person now that he's at Golden State.
You know, Kevin is interesting because he used to be one of the nicest guys in the world. And when he went to Golden State, he became like he's trying to prove something to people, I think. When people turned against him, he let it really affect him, and he's just turned into a totally different person. And he's become a pain in the butt, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, Chuck, a pain in the butt, of course you would know, or maybe you forgot. You were known for kicking up dust in your time. A ball to Shaq's head, but y'all have clearly moved on. But everybody remembers when you and Charles Oakley, you guys were beefing. And, of course, there was Bill Laimbeer. We showed that as well. Now, I know the league was different back then, but it's still weird that you would call Kevin a pain in the butt. I think you would applaud it. You might win, though, when it comes to being a bit of the pain by the numbers, because look what we found. Kevin Durant has been ejected 5 times this season. That's tied for 3rd most, but tied with whom? You, Chuck. Also, Chuck was ejected 4 times in back-to-back seasons in the 90s, and before this year, KD only had 1 ejection. Lastly, Kevin has 73 career Ts, and you, my friend, had an NBA high of 119 during your first 4 years with the Suns. So I say this tongue-in-cheek, but Chuck, you just can't call him a pain in the butt just because he's no longer a nice guy in your opinion. I've been critical of Durant in the past, so of course I get it. But shouldn't it remind you of those days when you played? Players didn't really hold back. Everybody didn't get along, and y'all made it clear. Personally, I preferred those times, and I also know no matter how tough you were on the court, you're really a teddy bear, especially now in person. Some would say you and Kevin Durant have a lot in common. Tough on the court, good guy off. So Chuck, this is why you get the nah of the day. Okay, so now it's time for winners and losers. First up, training regimen. Ramsey tackle Aaron Donald added fake knives, not real knives, Marcellus, to his routine. You think this makes him a better pass rusher?
Oh, absolutely. First of all, in the interior, the best pass rusher we have in the NFL, and will be that way for the next decade probably. And this is something smart to kind of psych yourself into thinking you're in harm's way. So you have to really take every single measurement perfectly. Respect
but if you know the knives are fake, how are you sucking yourself out?
It's called practice. You know it ain't real, and you still go hard.
Stevens beat Yelena Ostapенko for the Miami Open title. So, LZ, in your opinion, does this make Sloane the most exciting young tennis star? She's in the top 10 with this win.
Between her and Osaka, absolutely. But
between
also,
her and who?
Osaka, the girl who won Indian Wells. But I will say also, shout out to my boy John Isner, who at 32 years young, also won.
I got an 11-year-old. Her name's Callie Miner from Compton. She's better than that, and she's the youngest.
Marcellus had more fun than us. Take a look. Enjoying his Easter. What are we doing here, Big Usher?
What happened? That's just my sister walking. That's OG Hitty Low walking.
No, that's you. Who's that?
I got a little different fuel in me right there.
What was happening?
What happened to me?
What kind of fuel?
I went back home, and you know what it is.
She have fake knives throwing at you? Is that what's happening right there?
Highly
Those
questionable.
are real knives out there. I mean, we ain't Compton, boy. There ain't nothing fake about Compton.
That's not why Jesus rose.
Hello, thanks for joining us on this highly questionable day. This is Izzy Gutierrez. What do you like on the show today, Izzy?
It seems Gronk is still thinking this offseason.
Gronk's brain thinks. Dale, papi.
Would it be a huge upset if Michigan were to beat Villanova tonight?
He wanted to say Villanova so badly that he looked up from the screen before he got to the tonight because he just wanted to give it that Latin flourish that is special to the joke. If Villanova shoots the way they have shot in this tournament, they will beat anybody. However, Michigan has a particular set of skills, not unlike Texas Tech, to slow the game down and be something that is difficult for Villanova to shoot over. This is exactly the kind of team that you want. It's not going to be a bad shooting night for Villanova. It's going to be if they don't shoot well because Michigan guards that well.
I don't think it would be a huge upset because of that, because Michigan has managed to keep its game close, and even in the one game where it didn't outshoot its opponent, it still happened to win on a buzzer beater and kept its opponent at a low scoring percentage. But if you look at this game, it sort of speaks to what the NBA is all about right now, right? Villanova with the smaller lineup, shooting a bunch of threes, using that, in this case, junior leadership at the point guard, even using a big man like Omari Spellman, who's hit 9 threes in his last 3 games, shooting 44% from 3. All of that sort of mimics what's going on in the NBA, and so Villanova winning another national championship in that way, I think would be fitting for basketball.
It was startling to see them put that on Kansas that way, where you were watching at home and you're like, Kansas, we can't do anything against this. They are just going to bombs away. Our season is over. You knew it, we knew it, and the one time Villanova won the championship most recently, we knew it back then too, the way they were shooting. They can shoot unlike anyone in the sport. Their run through this tournament has been more dominant than just about any in the history of the sport, but they can be beaten by this team.
It does seem Michigan is, like we said, good at keeping the game close, and they just won on a buzzer beater in this tournament. So if it ends that way, we know Villanova won on a buzzer beater of the national championship a few years ago. That would be wildly entertaining.
Oh, since you guys are not going to make a projection on who the winner is going to be,
Oh.
that's my job. My job is
That's his job to be brave when we are cowards. I'm sure it'll be. Can we pronounce Michigan in Spanish? No, we can't. Papi, who do you like? Villanova against Michigan.
Villanova.
Big surprise. You never saw that coming. He doesn't know how to
Hispanic
say
national champions of all time.
Wolverines in Spanish.
That's
Doesn't know how to
right.
say
That's right, buddy. Villanova is not only a Latino school, but has the best dress coach in the NCAA. That's right.
Extra
That's
analysis
right.
for you right there. Useless about Jay Wright being a good dresser because he doesn't know anything else about the team.
Hold that right.
Which buzzer beater was better in the women's tournament?
We just witnessed the greatest Final Four we've ever seen from the women. UConn going down is always going to help you there because it was a surprise. And look at how UConn went down here, where Notre Dame games are tied. And how about a little some of this in your face? Get out of here. You lose. Your season is over.
This
but
shot.
yes, this one. That's
Get outta
ridiculous. And here's the worst part. That right there, that single absurdity that ends poor Mississippi State's season is one of only 2 3-pointers made in that game by Notre Dame. Ouch.
Agumba Wale, let's go ahead and get that name ready because she has killed it in this tournament, and obviously winning a national championship on the last shot is crazy impressive. You would think that beating UConn on a buzzer beater, essentially, at the Final Four in overtime was the greatest shot of your collegiate career.
That's right.
2 days later,
That's right.
you one-up them. And yet, the funny part about this is still a conversation to some about UConn and whether they're dominant, too dominant, whether they're not dominant. And right now, this is a great thing. If you watch women's college basketball throughout the entire season, you will see that UConn can lose in this tournament. And so it gives these other teams incentive. Hey, we can still beat this team. Let's try to be great. And man, if UConn has another level to be great, I want to see that too.
You know, Notre Dame should have got that ball back. Where was that foul call on the referee?
Oh.
True. Foul, yeah.
Izzy, was that a foul?
It was definitely a foul right there.
Oh, what? Let him play. What's a little elbow to the side of the jaw? Come on.
It is way too good a story to have this game end on a championship buzzer beater
That's right.
than for that to happen or for us to blame the refs. Therefore, we just ignore it and move along.
My father sitting here not caring at all about Notre Dame, Mississippi State until he can blame a referee for something and ruin the moment.
Why not?
Why not?
How should the Heat handle Hassan Whiteside the rest of the season?
My father, perhaps all of us can just stare straight ahead at the screen right now. We can play for the people, something my father was yelping about before the show, which is he wants Eric Spoelstra gone. Not gone from the city, but gone from the bench. Listen to this. He still wants to kick him upstairs to the 10th floor.
15th floor, the penthouse, with
15th
a view
floor,
to
the
the ocean.
penthouse. Okay, view of the ocean, but
With
don't
all
put
the whistles.
But don't put him near the team.
You just get him out of there, that's all. Half a deal. If they offered that deal to me, $7 million, you know, with an office in the
Wait a
penthouse,
minute, but what about the deal Whiteside's got? $25 million, and he just gets to sit there. Why doesn't he shut up?
Well,
he just gets to sit there and not have to play at the end of the game.
Whiteside is a competitor.
Suppose not.
You know, that's why.
Suppose
Well,
not.
Paul has been with the company for too long.
Oh,
you
wow.
know.
Too long with the company,
Just
man.
give him a raise,
Give
bump
a
him
big
up,
raise, bump him
just
up.
to get him
From
out of the
$5
way.
to $7 million.
That's my goal at ESPN, to keep
salary
failing
to-
forward.
Who are you
from
making
salary,
the coach? Who are you
Salary, a raise, and office
Space.
floor. No, a raise too. Go from the second floor to the penthouse.
Who's the coach? Who's the coach?
Who's the new coach?
The coach,
He's got got no answer.
Well,
no actual answers. Just get rid of Spo. Anyone
Fred Hoiberg,
Spo.
Exactly. The guy that came from the, what's his name?
Fisdale.
Fisdale, that's the guy. The glass. That's the guy. The guy that passes you had it off. I like that style. No, I just give him a promotion.
I know. We already got all of that, Poppy. Thank you. So, Izzy, what do you think of this story? Hassan Whiteside is sitting here at the end of the game yesterday as they're losing to the Nets. Hassan Whiteside, after the game, after being out for a long time with an injury, after being on a minutes restriction, called it bull bleep and had an interview ended because he was talking about he needs to be in at the end of games. PR jumped in, pulled him out of that situation. The team has since fined him. What do you do when your highest paid player, when you're building around Dion Waiters and Hassan Whiteside?
The one thing that I thought of when I read that quote was the Heat waited too long. They should have traded him, whether it be last offseason, they should have traded him this trade deadline. This was a guy who eventually was going to turn into the personality that we thought he was. He is way overpaid for what he provides. All that said, numbers say they're a better team with him on the floor, so why not put him in there in these situations against a team like Brooklyn, which they lost at home in overtime, which was the source of the frustration here from Hassan Whiteside. I think he has some grief. I think he has a beef with Eric Spoelstra, but when you look at Eric Spoelstra's track record, who are you going to side with?
One of the beefs that he has, though, and this is the part I kind of get, if you're the Miami Heat, he is paid like he is their centerpiece. But the center in today's NBA doesn't matter like it used to. Look at all the big men in the sport. Where are they? They're on the three-point line. They're now Kevin Durant. The best team with a great big man is go ahead, go ahead. Eric Spoelstra is playing the Golden State style. Three-point shots with a guy paid more than anybody else at the center of it that he doesn't want to use the way today's game is played.
Pelicans?
Yes, one of the few. The Pelicans are playing with big guys, but they're not doing it in the paint. They're doing it at the three-point line.
Do you buy that there's a rift between Gronk and the Patriots?
I'm laughing because the idea of Gronk being mentally drained is a funny thing. But there is a report from Jeff Darlington who is saying that Gronk is tired of all the Patriots rules and all the Patriots ways. And if you saw him at Ultra here, maybe we can show this video if we're allowed to do it. He was at Ultra in Miami on the shoulders of Shaquille O'Neal, and Bill Belichick is tired of Gronk being Gronk, especially when Gronk has to sit out for surgery. They tolerate Gronk being Gronk a little more when he's available for all 16 games. So I'd understand why both sides are a little bit tired of each other.
Totally understand that. I am a little confused. How long do you think that mental draining took?
Right. I thought it was all tumbleweed that did not drain. I didn't think there was any liquid in there. No protective buffer, nothing.
It's lasting way longer than I thought it would. But I totally understand that. I mean, when you look at Gronkowski and you look at, hey, Odell Beckham's out there doing the craziest things, and yeah, while his team's not happy with it, they're looking at it, yeah, if we don't trade 2 first-rounders for you, we're going to keep you. We value you. And on his side, he's like, wait a second, why can't I be myself? Why can't you value me as much as they do their #1 receiver? But on the other side, it's also, hey, we won a Super Bowl without you. You get hurt a lot, and we win anyway. You are not the reason we win, so we don't have to put up with all this. My thing is, it's not really all this. It's just a guy showing some personality off the field. It's not really hurting his production on the field.
But I would say that one of the things in play here that is interesting is that Gronk and Brady have largely been subservient to Belichick all their lives. You just saw Brady go over Belichick's head to get Garoppolo traded, if you believe the reports, and now Gronk is finding his voice too on, I don't like this stuff so much, and you need me more than I need you.
Well, we'll see who wins that argument when Tom Brady, oh, by the way, is entering his mid-40s, and Gronkowski won't have a Tom Brady throwing to him forever. We'll see who wins out. I'm guessing it's going to be Belichick.
Hey, Danny. Yeah, Amendola, wake up.
Oh, wake up.
Are you excited about Gronk coming to Miami and play with you again?
Danny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Huh?
Danny.
Oh, yeah. He's very excited. You know.
He's open, too. Yeah, he's open.
Right.
He's where he's been hanging out since he signed in Miami.
Brady's going to find him. Brady's going to find him.
Detroit Otani first flyer. What's your concern for him coming out of his spring training?
I did not have start being the hard word there. He is an Angels prospect, and he pitched okay yesterday with 6 innings, and 3 runs is what he allowed. And a AAA pitcher could start a game in the big leagues without being a major leaguer, and he could absolutely have this performance because batters fail a lot. He throws really hard. It's erratic. The key with him is going to be consistency. You are not likely to get that in his youth. You will get them by him taking all the bumps and bruises along this season until he learns to harness that 100-mile-an-hour stuff.
I only know what we're talking about based on context because I have no idea what he said in that question, so I'm figuring this out. Here's my problem with this whole phenomenon, if you will. I mean, we've got a guy in his early 20s coming from another country and expected to be, in this is what was written in the SI article, the Japanese Babe Ruth. That is a lot of pressure, especially when you're talking about if a pitcher can hit 250 with 5 or 6 home runs, he is a megastar at the plate, and if he's a great pitcher, obviously, is a superstar. This guy, we're asking him from the very beginning to do both, and man, that is a lot of pressure, so let's back off a little bit. And oh, by the way, if he had a poor spring training or a less than expected quality spring training, well, it's okay to expect that when we got this guy making a giant transition. This is probably what he's going to be more like.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Those are actual knives.
What?
That's right. Actual knives. This seems to be a liability. This seems to be a health hazard.
The sub above difference is the slicer. After all, if a sub isn't made with meat and cheese sliced to order, you should be a little suspicious. Sliced thin, sliced now. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Listed a date of birth 150 years from now.
We're running away.
What?
The war.
But there's no war here.
There will be.
The Crossing, a new drama on ABC.
Make your home an ADT home and help protect against break-ins, fire, and carbon monoxide. And now, get our lowest rate for monitoring, starting at just $28.99 a month. That's about $1 a day from the most trusted name in home security. Don't wait. Call today.
When we move here, finally get my own room.
We're working on it.
Ooh, nice 3-bedroom. Hey, look at that.
Let's go for it.
Starting to feel like home. We made a lot of good progress today.
Zillow, find your way home. Introducing
The never-before-seen,
Next level of innovation. Redesign.
reimagined,
Reborn. New.
used, certified pre-owned.
Ford. Toyota. Subaru.
Volkswagen.
Honda. GMC. Featuring
Backup camera.
EcoBoost. All-wheel drive.
Low miles.
Park Assist. Sport mode.
For wherever you
Dream of going.
For drivers everywhere.
For the light of your life. For the driven.
Shop all the cars, all in one place. Auto Trader. If you can't find your next car here, you won't find it anywhere.
I need new struts for my 2010 Chevy. Let me see struts by AC Delco, KYB, and any under $50.
We might be able to get some struts from the warehouse.
Why watch the counterman tap on his computer and hope he chooses the right part? Go to rockauto.com. Auto and body parts from hundreds of manufacturers. Choose the brands, prices, and features you want. Auto parts at the lowest price. Conveniently delivered to your home or business.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto. The sum above difference is zero. Sure, zero gets a bad rap. It's even been called nothing. But when it comes to antibiotics in your turkey, you can't beat zero. Zero is number one. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Well, like most of you, I just bought a house.
Very nice.
Now I'm turning into my dad.
I text him full sentences.
I refer to every child as chief.
This hat was free. What am I supposed to do? Not wear it?
Next thing you know, I'm telling strangers defense wins championships.
Well, it does.
Why is the door open? Are we trying to air condition the whole neighborhood?
Geez, I bundled home and auto on an internet website, Progressive.com.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto.
I mean, why would I replace this? It's not broken.
Small business. Internet providers promise you a lot. Let's see who delivers more. Comcast Business offers fast gig speeds across our network. AT&T doesn't. We offer more complete reliability with up to 8 hours of 4G wireless network backup. AT&T, no way. We offer 35 voice features and solutions that grow with your business. AT&T, not so much. Get 75 megabit internet for $49.95 per month when you get 2 voice mobility lines. Call 1-800-501-6000.
Coming up on SportsCenter at 6 Eastern after PTI, Villanova or Michigan predicting tonight's championship game with the College Game Day crew. Plus, ahead of the Masters, how Tiger Woods influenced a generation of golfers that he's now trying to beat. See you at 6 Eastern.
Time to play the game that is mailing in this weekend. Do your question.
Topics and events we question.
this week. The weekend was over, but he's mailing it in.
Do you question if Zlatan is too good for the MLS?
Oh, I love arrogance with my sports, and this guy is arrogance on steroids. He told Los Angeles, "You're welcome for my arrival," before doing anything. And then he goes out there, he's 36 years old, he's coming off of a leg injury, and look at the first thing he does when he comes off the bench. It shows everybody, I can do something nobody else in this league can do. Oh my God. You, keeper, have never seen anything like this. And this, he should have just been on a white horse at the end of this, just riding around, wooing your women, and you having no chance against them. And then the second goal. Wait a minute, well, that one shot, I'll watch it again, because look at that poor goalie reacting the way I would in the same situation. I'm such an idiot in the face of Zlatan. But then he does this. 2 shots, and guess what happens? 2 shots, and yes, of course, totally ridiculous.
Just 2 touches? I mean, it could have been 2 touches.
That's right.
He's that efficient with his greatness.
Yes, and he has the man bun, and it's just in the perfect spot. And then he says this afterward.
But you brought this crowd to life. What is your reaction to the welcome mat that these fans showed you?
I think I heard, we want Zlatan, and I gave them Zlatan, so...
Yes, he did, yes.
He also said afterward he got the chicken skin, which I believe is goosebumps after they were chanting for Zlatan.
No, he just got it all wrong. No, Zlatan does not get goosebumps. Goosebumps get Zlatan.
And now we should just call it chicken skin for the rest of the time here. The immediacy with which he took off his shirt was very Ronaldo-like. I mean, that was clear in his celebration that he was ready for this. The efficiency of his touches, that's what LA, forget the MLS, that's what LA wants, and that's what LA got. They want a superstar, and immediately you make the fans happy. He did so twice. That was chicken skin for everybody.
What is the big deal? I've seen a longer goal than that.
Oh, look at this. My father's seen better.
Right. There we go. Look at
Oh, and he hasn't, oh, that's not the man bun shooting.
Oh, that is a longer goal, my father. How amazing would it have been if Zlatan had done that yesterday? That would have been more amazing. My
Get
father
out
is
of here.
correct.
That's Sidney Crosby level.
Yeah, that
right
is
there.
really amazing. My father is correct.
Do you question Aaron Donald's training methods?
Aaron Donald is a menace. He is the most unblockable thing in the sport, not named Khalil Mack, and this is what he does as an off-season training regimen. Those are actual knives.
What?
That's right, actual knives. This seems to be a liability. This seems to be a health hazard.
What?
Yeah. I don't think any of that should be allowed.
You can do these exact same movements without the weapons
Yes,
in hand
all
and
of that
still
stuff
be
can
able to
be
get
done
by him?
without, maybe piercing one of his veins.
I mean, clearly this is just peer pressure. James Harrison did what in the gym? Alvin Kamara did what on the street with carrying what? And now I'm going to dodge knives just so I can get past a decent offensive tackle.
Can we do an investigation here and go in there? Those can't actually be knives, right? They're not allowing knife play at their practice facility, are they?
I mean, this guy seems to be protected, right? He's got the gear on his forearm so that he doesn't get cut, and he's not even the one that's threatening to get cut here.
That seems imprudent training when you can stab him in the temple accidentally if he's not paying attention.
I don't know. Aaron Donald's really good. Maybe it's exactly what other people need to do.
What is the big deal about that? He wasn't in real danger like this guy was.
Oh, is he throwing into a knife video? Yes, of course. Thank you for doing that, Papa. Yes, this is real danger. Aaron Donald.
Doing to this poor belt.
Yeah, you want to show us something, Aaron Donald? Hiya! Oh, my God. Yeah.
Oh, he opened his eyes. Big mistake.
The watermelon.
Oh, he
And
realized
hooray! Triumphant effort. I am good at making television without getting bad.
He did not look too happy to be alive after that. I would have been way happier.
Do you question if Hot Sauce is at peace with this result?
Okay, Hot Sauce does halftime entertainment during concession runs at Hawks games. He's that fancy dribbler from the and one time. Let's see what Hot Sauce has here.
Do you have anything you want to say to Hot Sauce before you get going? Oh, you do? Look out. You got a lookout and a wink. Let's get...
Look out. They got the double team going. Look out. Careful. Oh, Hot Sauce. Careful. Oh.
Give me that.
Oh.
You guys just won for the first time this season. You guys just won a brand new set. Oh, he said he didn't lose it. Oh, he said I didn't lose it. Let's go. They said
such a bad. No, now doing it to them doesn't mean anything. They already took it from you.
Also, that's a carry.
No, that's bull. Yeah, get out of here, hot sauce.
Get out of here, hot sauce.
Your
I
day
believe
is
the
done.
question should have been, do you question if Hot Sauce is at peace with his career? When he's sitting here doing halftime shows at empty Atlanta Hawks games, that's probably not the path he was hoping for.
Honestly, hot sauce is looking at there. He's like, Kent Bazemore? Really? I'm the halftime entertainment for Kent Bazemore.
At Ally, we offer low rates on home loans. But if that's not enough, we offer our price match guarantee, too. And if that's not enough,
We should move.
our home team will help you every step of the way. Still not enough?
Smaller than I'd like.
We'll help you finance your dream home.
It's perfect. Oh, was this built on an ancient burial ground?
Okay, then we'll have her cleanse your house of evil spirits. We'll do anything, seriously anything, to help you get your home. Ally, do it right.
Way too foreign. Need a visa. Ooh, I don't need it. Pull up, drop top with the heater. Skrr! Two-seater. My girl went to my AP. New freezer. I woke up thinking about bands. Hop off a jet to a check when I land. Whoa!
Not knowing exactly what something is can get us all out of sorts. But then, trepidation be darned, we do our taxes with TurboTax. Snap a photo of your W-2, and all your details are uploaded. No kerfuffle, no tears, no drama. See, nothing to be afraid of.
Intuit TurboTax.
Introducing Rust-Oleum White New. Just wipe it on and instantly restore weathered, sun-damaged vehicles. Just one wipe will keep your vehicle looking like new for years to come. Nothing else compares in ease, durability, and staying power. White New's groundbreaking formula outperforms traditional brands and has created a new standard that cannot be duplicated. White New Headlight will instantly repair foggy, discolored headlights and keep them looking brand new. Rust-Oleum White New products are guaranteed and available at fine retailers.
Welcome to Hope County. It's a nice, quiet little place.
Well, there's always something to do on the farm.
Of course, there's the occasional bar fight.
But for the most part, nothing ever happens around here.
Far Cry 5, available now. Rated M for mature. PlayStation, the best place to play.
PlayStation.
There are countless, not very smart things we do with our car.
What? Oh, come on! Thank you.
But with TireRack.com, at least you know you got your tires right. Right now, you can get up to a $70 Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 select General tires. For details, go to TireRack.com.
Just a bottle of water.
TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install. Smarter.
When I met Anthony, it felt right from the start. I never thought I would have another half, and it has changed my life.
An added bonus of marrying her is she actually encourages me to play video games.
When we met each other, it was not awkward. We're not awkward people. Well, he's
I'm
kind of
kinda
awkward. I would suggest eHarmony because it does it a different way than other sites do.
Stop waiting. Start communicating for free today.
If you told me a year ago where I'd be right now, I would have said you were crazy. But so began the year of me. I discovered the true meaning of paperless discounts and the indescribable rush of saving drivers an average of $620.
Why does fear feel so good?
I fell in love 3 times. Once with a woman, once with a country, and finally, with myself.
So do you have anything to declare on that?
Isn't that what I'm doing?
Hey, okay, there's a 1 drink per purse. There's a very large hair in there. Would you mind? Okay. No. You gotta come down. You gotta come down. Come on. Hey, you gotta be cool.
I feel like the earth is giving birth to me or something.
You're not a real rat.
You know what? It worked. I just put water in her.
Flash TV today.
Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that move with deceptive grace. See? Oh no.
Deceptive grace is what that accent said. He said it right, but it just sounds funny in the accent. I'm not criticizing you, Bobby. Don't get mad. Nobody knew that you said deceptive. You tell us what to watch on TV tonight. We tell you if we're intrigued. It didn't sound like deceptive. He's got a happy accent.
Jerk.
On Fox Sports Southeast, Nationals and Braves.
No, but Reds fans have had it tough for a while. Feel bad for Joey Votto. He's been excellent for them, and nobody cares. Listen to this, though. Reds fans are trying to taunt Bryce Harper. Listen closely. Overrated. Top of the ninth, 5-3. How about some of that?
Over
To
the
deepest part of your park. Overrate this. Yes, over your fastest man in sports center fielder. Many, many yards behind the fence. Reds baseball, ladies and gentlemen. You could have heard it because there are so few fans there, and the few that are there watching him hit home runs, that's why they're there. Izzy, are you intrigued?
Why are you taking my line? I'm going to go with C only because they need more fans, and I'm going to go ahead and be one. So, yeah.
I always take his lines. He's been calling me Tommy Topper at every turn here. I always take his lines. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Are you kidding me? The Nationals are going into the Brave now. The Brave Stadium is going to be a different ball game, buddy. The Brave, they got a hell of a fireballer. You know, he won't be able to do that to their #1 fireballer.
Name?
I mean, I don't know who their #1 fireballer is. The Braves?
Just going to get
I mean, he's just the #1 fireballer.
On ESPN2, Indians and Angels.
It is 2018, and the 44-year-old Ichiro is still in the big leagues and plays for the Mariners. And on Sundays, he plays sometimes. And look at what happened this Sunday when he is in the outfield.
Drills it high in the air to left. Back goes Ichiro on the track at the wall.
He was also doing that.
He didn't break a hip doing that.
15 and 20 years ago. That is a home run. That would have been a home run. If not, so that guy's still climbing walls at his age.
There's the adjustment right.
Izzy, are you intrigued?
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say yes, because I think if we just show his good plays for the rest of his career or the rest of this year, we can still trick Major League Baseball teams to sign him until he's 50, and he gets what he wants. He gets to play until he's 50.
He wants to play till he's 50. He can play till he's 50.
Let me add this really quickly, because the Angels, by the way, we talked about Ohtani, and we talked about how he's going to save them and bring all this attention. They have the best player in the world in Mike Trout. How is that not enough to bring the Angels some attention? I'm sorry, you were saying.
No, that's okay. Bonus Angels coverage. You were asking for that, right? Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. You know who is very happy about that catch? Fred Hutch.
Oh, Fred Hutch. That's the pitcher? I didn't know who the pitcher was. I'm sorry for the Seattle Mariners.
Fred Hutch.
Oh, Fred Hutch. Okay, I thought that was the pitcher for the Mariners. What does Fred Hutch cure? Let me see what he cures. Let's see what he cures.
Nobody watches a game quite like Poppy.
Oh! Cures start right there.
Apparently they cure old age, because 44-year-olds can still do that.
Way to go, Fred Hutch.
That's my guy, Fred Hutch.
I know. I love that. I thought Fred Hutch was the #2 starter for the Mariners.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
We will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
You need the hug.
No.
I'll give you a hug. Give me a big hug. Give me a big hug.
Is this how they hug?
Is this the greatest finish to a basketball championship ever?
Hey guys, how are you? Hey, if you're upstairs, come downstairs. Join us. I put the the sign-up sheets over near the bagels and coffee. So sign in if you haven't signed in. And for our new students, we sign in So give you a minute for that. And then what we're going to do is all of the new students, you know how you had to introduce yourself this morning? Well, you got to introduce yourself again. So it's just going to be like who you are, where you're from, what your major is, so that. I'll pass around a microphone. If you're back from quarter away, I'm going to ask that you introduce yourself also. It's going to take a few minutes. He's going to just set up his computer. Get them to introduce themselves. So I'm going to get you to introduce yourself. Yeah, I know.
I knew I should hold it. I knew I shouldn't have sat here.
So I'm going to give this to you, but wait a few moments and then I'll tell you. Get everybody's connected. Okay, guys, you ready? Let's get started. So, you ready? Okay. So what we're going to do is the new students are going to introduce themselves. They're just going to say their name, where they're from, what their major is. If you're on quarter away, we'd also like you to introduce yourself, or if you just got back from quarter away, to tell us where you were. Okay, you're up. And then just...
Hello, my name is Caroline Oliveira, and I was raised here in Miami, but born in Brazil. I'm doing art direction, and I'm really excited to be here.
Hi everyone, I'm Giselle. I'm doing art direction. I was originally born in Ecuador. I've been half raised here in Miami. I'm still doing social media management. And did you say a fun fact? I don't know. No? Okay.
Hello, my name is Max. I'm from Mexico City and I'm doing the copywriting program.
Hey guys, my name is Nico. I'm 21 from Berlin and I'm quarter way.
Hi everyone, my name is Thiago. I transferred from New York and yeah, copywriter, Q5.
Hi, my name is Monica and I'm doing the art direction program. I studied at UF journalism, but yeah, needed a change.
Hi everybody, my name is Javier. I'm from California. I've been here a few years and I'm one of the only digital designers here apparently.
Hello, my name is Adrian. I'm 25. I'm Miami born and raised, and I'm doing art direction.
Hi, my name is Milet. I was born in Cuba but raised in Mexico. I'm here for the bootcamp social media.
Hi, I'm Lily. I'm from Brazil. I'm 30 years old and I'm here for social media bootcamp.
Hi, my name is Christina. I'm quarter away from Madrid, and I'm from Art Direction program, quarter away 7th.
Hi, I'm Pam. I'm also from quarter away from Madrid, and I'm a copywriter.
Hi, I'm Oscar. This is my first day here, and yeah, cheers, copywriter.
Hi, my name is Gisela. I'm from Hungary, from Europe, Middle Europe, and I'm here for the social media booth camp.
Hi, I'm Jackie. I'm 24 years old, and I'm here for the social media boot camp.
Hello, my name is Ad Marcilio. I'm originally from Brazil. I'm 35 years old, market manager, and here for the social media as well. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Silvia. I'm from Chile, and I'm here for the social media bootcamp as well.
Hi, I'm Alejandra. This is my last quarter. I just did an internship in YNR, and hello.
Hi, my name is Nashua. I'm 24 years old, and I'm in social media bootcamp.
Hi, I'm Camelia. I'm 22. I'm here for the social media bootcamp, and I'm from Puerto Rico.
Hi, I'm Maddie, and this is Jeremy, and we're here for social media bootcamp.
Hello, my name is Yelena. I'm from Russia. I'm here for the social media.
Hi, I'm Reina. I'm Lebanese, and I'm here for the social media bootcamp.
Hi, I'm George. I'm from Greece. I'm here for the social media strategy bootcamp. Yamas.
Hi, I'm Blanca from Spain. I'm 25 years, and I'm also here for the social media bootcamp.
Hi, I'm Christina from Peru. I'm 23 years old and also for the social media bootcamp.
Hi, I'm Andrea. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Miami, and I'm also here for the social media bootcamp.
Hi, I'm Miguel. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Venezuela, and I'm here also for the social media bootcamp.
Anybody? Nope.
Hi, my name is Jose. I'm from Puerto Rico, and I'm here to study copywriting.
Anybody else? We'll get everybody. Well, welcome everyone. I hope you guys had a great spring break. One of the things that I kind of work with all of you on is award shows. So the kind of main award shows that I want you all to work on right now are Future Lions and the Ad Age Cover competition. So both of them, the award that you would receive is a trip to the Cannes Festival. And usually for Future Lions, there's 5 teams that win, and there's always Miami Ad School winners up on the stage. So it can easily be any of you guys here in the room. It's free to enter. I was just at AKQA. You can enter more than one submission, but they ask that you enter really good stuff because they get like a couple of thousand submissions, so they want to see really good work from you guys. So pick your very best work. I think the brief is choose a product or service, create a product or service with a global brand in a way that wasn't possible 3 years ago. So it's something like take the Amazon Alexa, and use it in an innovative way to create a new product, service, or something in an innovative way. Anyway, go to Future Lines. They'll show you the brief. But I am like totally confident that some of you guys are going to be the winners on the stage. And then the Ad Age cover competition, it's more of a design competition. They're looking for a cover design for the can, like Ad Age, whatever that issue is. And whoever they choose, that person will be also in Cannes. So it's a great way to kind of network, meet people. From what I hear, when you win, like a whole group of people or like rush you on the stage and interview you and talk to you. And so it's just a great way to like meet people. So there's a lot of award shows coming up. Check out the Miami Ad School portal to see what they are. I know there's a couple due tomorrow and the next day. So just get back up on that. Today we have a returning friend, Guillermo. He has helped us in so many ways through the years, teaching agency labs at Furia, helping us with our design program, just curriculum, all kinds of stuff. So he's back. I want to talk to you a little bit about kind of the work that he's done. So it's Nike, Coca-Cola especially, Diageo, fashion brands such as Benetton and Adidas, Converse, Renault, Chrysler, Jeep, Stella Artois, MTV, VH1 are some of the clients that he's worked on, many more than that. He's creative director, Cannes Lions winner, all kinds of awards. He produces a lot of really beautiful publications, books. He has twin girls, and we're just really happy that he's back. If you guys are in his heroes classes tomorrow, please kind of give 200%. Work really hard. Welcome home. We're good to see you. So thank you.
Thank you. Do you guys see the screen there? Okay. Well, my name's Guillermo. I'm 45-year-old. And I'm from Argentina, originally. I live here in the US. I live in Texas, in Dallas. I started my career in Argentina, then moved to Italy, from Italy to Miami, from Miami to Costa Rica, from Costa Rica to Chicago, from Chicago back to Argentina, where I started my agency called Furia 12 years ago. And 6 years ago, I moved back to the US to partner with an agency in Dallas and then open my own shop there. What I'm going to share with you guys today is a little bit of the work that we've done in the last 12 years with the agency. I hope you like it. Please feel free to stop, ask questions, or not. This is an illustration, it's actually two illustrations that I commissioned to an artist called Luciana Garabello. And this is something that we did last year when we opened the new office in BA in a neighborhood called La Boca. So we decided to do like posters and some artwork with some La Boca imaginary and some Dallas imaginary. So it's fancy. She basically, surfed my Instagram, put some images that she like, and did these watercolors, which are kind of fun. This is a collage that was on the wall of the office. It was just a mood board of some of the things that we like, that I like, inspiration. This is stationery for the agency. We did from paper to cover wine bottles to shoes to books, sunglasses, whatever. Branding is one of the things that we enjoy doing the most. Giving a personality to a brand or rebranding an existing brand. This is a project we did for Coca-Cola. And in this project, some of the students that were, some Miami students that were at the agency a quarter away at a time participate on this project. This was originally from Mexico, but then it traveled the world. It was a book and a campaign, a lot of content for the social media and video and merchandising. It was 125 reasons why the world should be a better place, and each one of the reasons were commissioned to be an illustrator or photograph from different artists all around the world. We did videos for some of the most interesting artists. And then we presented the book with some installations in Mexico and Brazil. This is a project we did for Nike. It was for running, and it was a virtual race from Buenos Aires to Chicago. It was in teams, so people could run and load the miles every day until they complete the distance between cities. So we did all the posters, the TV ads, the logo, the out of home. This is a different editorial project we did for Unilever for a shampoo, and it was just, girls being silly and fun. This is a project we did for Art Basel. We were invited to create this big vending machine full of art and merchandise for a hotel on the beach, together with a stall called Base. And we created all kind of products like beanie hats and duct tape, stickers, little pieces of art, and we created a whole vending machine. It was for the Mondrian down on the beach. This is another project for Nike when we launched the Nike Black Pack. It was a collection all made in black. And we had to use some athletes from the Nike roster. So we interviewed them and we created these black fantasies, these black stories. So we have Kun Agüero, and then we have some hockey players, rugby players, and we create all these stories where black was fantasy, black was magic, and we make a book, limited edition book, and we present this in a party in Punta del Este, Uruguay. It was a very interesting project because it was just for opinion leaders. We did only 400 books, but there was a really big budget. And we shoot in Paris, in Madrid, in Buenos Aires. We got to travel wherever the athletes were training. And then we use that content for different media, like viewmasters, you know, websites, out of home and retail. This is for a cashmere sweater brand. We come up with a brand and the whole identity and some graphics for the bags, some products, invitations for openings, stickers, you know, all the label system. It was really fun. Catalogs, tote bags. It was all based on the chicken, so the label was this little chicken thing that came out from the collar. This is a campaign we shot in India for a women's line called Bendito Pie. The whole idea was to contrast this girl from Austria with the environment, which was all rough and colorful. I don't know if you guys been to India, if there's anybody from India here, but it's such an amazing country. This is a self-promotion piece we did with Jeremy Will, an artist based in New York. He's from Australia. We just did this to promote the agency. It was postcards and T-shirts. This is a collab we did with the Apple Store. We designed some computer sleeves. This is a magazine called Angel. It was a fashion blog and magazine. We did an exhibition with Swatch and some products, some bags with all the images from the blog, T-shirts. It was basically street fashion, but like 10 years ago. This is for the Art Directors Club. We've been hosting their show in Argentina for 4 or 5 years, and every time there was a different theme. So this time we decorated the space with soccer balls, and people could, you know, write on soccer balls, make some messages, and then take the soccer balls with them. Then this time we did it with balloons. And the third time we got us, the city gave us this really shitty place and it was all dark. So we decided to do it in the dark because it was dirty. So we gave people lanterns so they couldn't see how dirty the place was, but they could point the lanterns at the artwork. This is for a brand called Topper. It's from the same guys that own Havaianas, Alpargatas in Brazil. It's a sneaker company and they wanted to do a line with a designer named Martin Churba. So it was a marriage of fashion and sports. The line was called Two. So we created this logo and the whole catalog. The catalog actually was a training program done by a personal trainer, so you could follow the whole program, get trained, and we will show in the clothes in the meantime. This is the presentation and the whole campaign for Coca-Cola Plum Bottle. We did a launch for Plum Bottle and we came out with a PR and a whole design system, the graphics, the labels, and this was actually, this here on the lower right, it was like a direct marketing piece for the press. It was a bottle that came with 2 caps. It could turn into a water bottle, and you could actually grow your own seeds in a plant. This is for CL in Mexico. CL is a Coca-Cola brand for water, like Dasani. And here we partner with some artists to create a whole recycle system and campaign. This is some more merchandise for the agency with toys and t-shirts, and we really like to make the brand come to life for clients. So this is stuff that we will give away in meetings or, you know, for Christmas. And it's a way of, building some brand love around the agency. This is a project we recently did for Nike, for skateboarding, Nike SB. Nike in Latin America, they have skateboarding schools. They're called Honor Roll, and basically skateboarding for Nike is like the new running. So they're training and they're treating the skateboarding as a sport. So they're creating all these schools for young kids to get trained like they will get trained in soccer or basketball. So they have coaches, they give t-shirts to the kids, they teach them tricks, and they create a safe environment where also kids from the street can train into the sport and become more interested in sport and less interested in drugs or just hanging out in the streets. So we create a whole series of posters. This is one of my favorites. There's swoosh as a board. And we use this also for t-shirts and stickers for the boards and so on. These are some content we did for social media for 7up here in the US, a series of animations and videos. We've been working a lot with Levi's. This is one of the collections we did for them. It was Levi's by Furia, and this was inspired in factories and animals and the whole industrial thing. So we create all these teddy bears and birds and animals, octopus and clouds made out of nails and screws. And there was a whole line of t-shirts, and these are some of the videos we did as content. This is another client, a little bit different for us. I say different because most of the clients always come to us for something that is more edgy or fashion. And in this case was AUSA, which is the highways in Argentina. And we worked with them for like 6 years. We did a whole rebranding. We did a book. We did a lot of graffitis. He was a very interesting client to work with because it's a different thing to do something for Nike, which is a little bit more niche, and this was massive. It's something that everybody sees every day when you drive your car on the highway. This is something we did for Diageo. For Johnny Walker Blue Label. At the time, the brief was that Blue Label had changed their label. So we started thinking, I said, well, for the top of the line, something that is really exclusive and really, fantastic, like Blue Label as whiskey. What can you do that is, higher and bigger than that? So we decided to do this expedition to the Aconcagua, which is the highest mountain in America. and make it even higher. We put this, these two steps that were half-meter high, and put the bottle on top. So it was, a top on top of a top. So we document the whole mission, and we create a video and a content, and it was run by ESPN. This was a totally different project. It was for a real estate client in Paraguay. It's called Palacio de los Patos, and there was these two towers. When they approached us, the towers were not there. It's pretty much what you see in Miami when they say, okay, the building's gonna be here, but you don't see the building, and people start to buy into the land, basically. They invest in something that is not there. Most likely it's gonna be expensive. So the whole campaign was to create something exclusive and beautiful and sophisticated, but that was not there. So we did a campaign, and we create all this story around this building. We took it like as a fashion project. This is a website for a client in Italy, Liz Solaris, a famous actress in Italy. This is for a model agency called Pink Models, and we just did a series of videos and posters for Fashion Week. This is a different project for Coke. They want us to think about how we can use the Coca-Cola trucks, the fleet, as a billboard. They realize that they invest so much money doing billboards that they can use that money to improve the trucks. And actually the trucks, they go everywhere. If you think about Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola is everywhere in the world, like little town in Africa, to Alaska, to anywhere in Europe and South America, and there's Coca-Cola trucks that delivers that product. So those products could have, those trucks could have Wi-Fi and bring Wi-Fi to a little town in Africa. Or they can have, solar panels and bring energy, or they could be, decorated and fun, and then can, be used as a nice billboard that moves around the city. And we also created a whole system of pride for the truck drivers, because we interview the truck drivers for the first project, and then we discover that the truck drivers love to drive the Coca-Cola trucks. So we create a whole system of premiums and giving them awards. So if a truck driver drove the truck during the night, or on a rainy day, or in the snow, we'll give them like special T-shirts or trucks, hat trucks, or badges, and so on. This is another campaign for Topper, for the basic shoes, the white canvas shoes, and I wanted to do something a little bit more edgy, a little bit more fun, fashion. This is a branding for a partner agency, Richard Lerma in Dallas. They wanted to do something rock and roll and black and white pictures with a little bit of red. So we borrow all this motorcycle aesthetic, and we create a bunch of stickers and different materials for them. This is another campaign for a fashion brand. This is something we did for Adidas. It was for a party to introduce Adidas Originals. So we create all this flower arrangement with sneakers and flowers. Then we did a fashion show and we created some pillows and robots. Did some furniture design for the agency. Some special packaging for wine collection with different artists. This is a campaign we did to launch Jeep Cherokee in Mexico. And the idea here was to create some, we did a 360 campaign, but the concept was sort of like the Beauty and the Beast, because it's very sophisticated truck for Mexico, but it's also a Jeep. So we wanted to merge this idea of something elegant and rough at the same time. This is a campaign for Nike Sportswear. And what we did here was to create a sport that was dressing up. Basically, when you dress up every morning, you compete with all the other people that like to dress up. And this was the principle for the campaign. So identify all the trendsetters and designers and models in the city, and we just use them as model for the campaign. And then we customized 800 pairs of sneakers, Air Force Ones, Dunks, with different artists, with stickers and inserts. We create this dodgeball competition on Fashion Week. And we did this giant slide so people can take pictures and post them on their Instagram. These are some of the shoes. We did some viral videos. Different posters. These are all hand painted. This is a collection we did for Rueda, which is like the original toms. And we partnered with different designers to create prints, exclusive prints for them. This is a sustainable project we did for Levi's. We found out that in the factories there's a lot of disposals and a lot of samples that they just throw away. So we decided to create this project called Muñeco, which means toy, eco toy in Spanish. And we recycle all these damaged garments into toys. And then we did workshops at the stores with different designers and consumers, so they could create their own puppet. And some of them we use them for the windows. It was a fun project. These Foredins markers, we've been working with them for many years now, and this is a project we did in the subways. The brief was we have no money, but we have the subway media paid already. So we decided to take the empty billboards and hire 60 different artists to paint the whole subway with markers. This is an installation we did for Fernet 1822, which is a you know why what Fernet is, right? No, it's a mixer. It's like a Campari or something like that. So basically you pay this, you mix it with Coca-Cola or with soda. It was a new brand called 1882. So to launch it, we did installations with 1882 objects. And this was one of the first ones. We did dolphins on a river. So basically the dolphins are floating. And there was a sign that says, 1882 dolphins. And, we got media covering that. And then we launched the campaign. But it was like an installation teaser for the campaign. And then we did the same thing with floaties. There's a mountain of floaties. 1882,000 floaties. This is for an ice cream company in Texas. They're called Encanto Pop, and it's a Mexican paletas, which is, the stores of Mexicans, paletas everywhere, Sorry. So for this, we decided to freeze some of the Mexican icons. So, we froze the Lady of the Dead and then mariachi. And then we need a second campaign with kisses, with people kissing and melting the popsicles. And then we need a third campaign with where we commission different artists to take the shape of the paleta and create their own popsicle. This is a totally different project. This is a website for a polo horse breed from Nacho Figueras. I don't know if you know, he's the model for Ralph Lauren. He has his own polo club and is one of our clients. There's another website for Milagros Mall. He's a famous model and actress. These are posters that the guys been doing at the agency. Sorry. This is a project I started 2 years ago. It's called Furia Dinner Series. Basically, I host a dinner every 2 months, and I invite some clients, some prospect clients and friends, some artists. We just have dinner. And the interesting thing is that nobody knows each other. I mean, I know everybody, but they don't know each other. And it's very interesting, the dynamic, because in the beginning nobody talks, and then everybody starts to be best friends by the end of the night. And then I do this handmade wine bottles, and I gave everybody crayons, and there's a lot of projects that come from this exchange of ideas. Like this one, for example. I got the client from Topper and a client from Erin, and they say, why don't we do a sneaker that we can paint? And they say, okay, let's do it. And then we did it. So this was for kids, basically. It's a shoe with some more designs, and again with crayon, with these special markers, and then, kids can paint their own sneakers. This is an editorial we did for What Magazine in Paris. A collaboration with Cartel, the furniture company. We did the rebranding of G7 magazine. They have that old logo you can see on the left, and then their evolution. We create this graphic that integrates the G and the 7, and it's also a window for the cover. This is for a wine for millennials, and we did this campaign, this series of calendars and posts, some postcards and pins and all kind of merchandise. This Frog Clamato, it's another mixer. You guys from Mexico might probably familiar with this brand. Something you use to make your own geladas. This is a campaign for VH1 with a series of videos of kids dancing with all rock band t-shirts. There's something we did for the city of Buenos Aires. There are 48 neighborhoods in Buenos Aires, so we create this campaign where we commission different artists to illustrate the different neighborhoods. And that guy is the former governor of the city, now is the president of the country. And then we did the exhibition. We brought all these illustrations into life. Like if you see this horse here, then we made it into a big sculpture. These are some graphics and some product we did for HP France in Japan. This is a whole series of leather bags, but they're painted with car paint and then put into a big washing machine. It just tumbles and cracks all the leather. The fun thing about these projects is that you never, you always do them like for the first time, so you have to do a lot of research and you learn a lot about, leather and bags and cars. This is a website for Germán Fraras. He's one of the top 5 boat designers in the world. The most challenging thing here was to collect all the projects from all the boats he's done. Because he's like an architect, and all his clients are, very rich and famous. So we tried to track down all these beautiful images and sketches. Was a little bit of a pain, but finally we did it. This is a website for Delfina Blaquiera, which is a socialite and a photographer. This is a cover for a magazine we did a long time ago with agency. The theme, they invited us to do the cover for the magazine, and the theme was fame. So we decided to put ourselves on the cover and be famous. This is a campaign for Stella Artois. It's a very interesting project for them. It was called Les Savoir, and some beers now are trying to tap into the world of wine, so they're pairing themselves with food. That is something that are, pushing into consumers. It's one of their strategies. So Les Savoir was a dining experience of many courses with beer. So they create this campaign together with the people from Cirque du Soleil and some famous chefs, and they did it in Toronto, in New York, and in Buenos Aires. And basically people pay to go to the special dinner where you can have, a 7-meal dinner, and all the place were paired with, all these were paired with Stella Artois. This is a promotion we did for Father's Day with a special packaging. This is another collection we did for Levi's. This was the first one actually, and the whole inspiration was the West. So we have the buffalo, and we did this camo with the buffalo. We did hats and paintings and T-shirts and ponchos and bags and toys and all sort of different things. This was all silk screen by hand, so we did all the labels ourselves, and it was a very artisanal process. We did these chairs for the stores that were covered with two different fabrics. So when you make holes on the fabric on top, you could see and discover the other print. This is the fashion show we did to present that collection. This is a catalog with some rock bands for again for Topper, for the same sneaker company. This is another project for Nike. Nike every year redesign the soccer shirts they have with a partnership with the club they sponsored. So the commission has to redesign the Boca Juniors soccer T-shirt, and it was a really fun project because we collab with the design team for Nike in the Netherlands, which is in charge of all the soccer projects. And we did 3 collections, which is called the performance, the training, and the sportswear. So performance is what the players use, training is what they use to train, and then sportswear is what the regular people buy, inspire on the performance line. This is a collaboration we did with Topper and Hello Kitty, and this is sometimes you get this type of projects where everything comes from China. They give you like a big brand book, and then you have to redesign with all the Sanrio brand guidelines and create a whole new thing. So this was a collection for kids, but then you had to marriage the aesthetics from your client and aesthetics from Hello Kitty. This is another project for Coca-Cola. This is for the 100 years of the contour bottle. There was an open brief for like 300 agencies all around the world. It was a pitch. Then we won it. This is the poster that won, and it was used for an exhibition in the High Museum in Atlanta. And this is one of my latest projects. It's a little bit of a solo project. It's called Tragant, and 4 or 5 months ago, I did this pop-up store in Dallas. A friend of mine said, "Hey, this store is open, it's vacant. Why don't you, take your designs and do a store there?" I said, "Okay, let's check it out." And then I was just doing it. We did it. I did it in December. It was a lot of fun. I invited some other designers to participate. Let me show you the whole thing. So I've been doing product and designing product for some other brands for a while, and then I was decided to start my own line. Merging a little bit of my art and my product design skills. So this was the store in Dallas, a little bit of the space, some art and some product, some designs. I also invited some other designers to send their own stuff. I painted the walls and did a mural and then create all these products. There's some dogs from Pipa. He also sent me some dogs. But it is blankets and hand painted chinos, and Jeremy Bill sent me some of his bags and those, and then some flower vases and trackers and bags and pillows, and basically I opened all my archive of stuff that I've been doing, and some leather jackets. It was a lot of fun. These were some of the products that sold the best. Yeah, I did my own social media campaign and to promote it with Instagram. This is fun. Next to the shop there was this restaurant, and one day I was having lunch, and then I came out. I was like, this girl said, "Oh my God, look, I love your look." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you, whatever." And I just left. And I was like, she looked like somebody. And then 20 minutes later, she walks by the store and is like, "Oh my God, you're the guy with the coolest pants." And then she came in and was like, "I like this, I like that," and oh my God, and so she grabbed a bunch of stuff and threw it into my table. I said, "Oh, I'm gonna take this T-shirt because tonight I have a show, and I'm gonna wear it." I'm like, "Okay," and then she gave me her credit card, and it says Willow Smith, and then I'm like texting my wife, who was on the back, I was like, "Come over here, Willow Smith is buying a T-shirt." So she was really sweet, and we took a picture, and then she posted that night, and she played with one of my T-shirts. It was really cool. Then I did some press and some blogs. Social media was very important. It was key. Like half of the sales came from Instagram and social media. This was my first pop-up store ever. It was really exciting. I was really scared at the same time, because what if nobody buys anything? But then I have some friends with some good followers, so I sent some stuff to Donald Robertson, and he posted it in his own feed. Ralph, this huge of man, he's a Gucci influencer. He wore one of my pants and posted, and this other guy, Leo Garcia, he's a singer. Diane Mahon, he's a stylist for Erika Badu. She also came to the shop, and we did some events. We have a calendar. Every week there was something going on. We did the opening night. I did a denim night. I partnered with a local guys that have this denim company called Libellum Denim, and they bring Japanese salvage denim from Tokyo, and I painted some of the denim. We did our night, so I was doing some silk screen live, and I partnered with this other guy, Ruben Burgues, and he painted a mural on top of my mural. It was fun. And then for the closing, I invited Darius Scott. He's a singer from Atlanta. He was the voice, and he was Tim Farrell, and Farrell is producing his new record. So for me, it was important to bring, different people, different crowds, not just my friends, to the store. And he was really sweet, and he was singing while I was painting some jackets with his lyrics. It was kind of cool. And I did some media events. We invited some photographers to do some editorials in the shop.
Hit me like you meant it, and just like that I fell. You make me lose my mind. Try to shake it off, but I'm weak beneath your spell. Can't tell my left from right.
The other thing that I did to promote the pop-up is, I asked everybody that bought one pan to send me a picture, and I will repost. And you know how people want to be famous, so it was really cool, and everybody was very kind and sent me the pictures, and they will post and tag, and I will repost, and that will create a lot, more following and more content. And that was cool to see how everybody styled it in a different way. People from LA, from New York, from Italy, from Miami. And then I took a picture with everybody that bought something. And the other thing that happened is I ordered some bags, and they never came, so I had to make it work with some bags that I had at home. So I grabbed all, my Gucci, Hermes, whatever bag I had, and just paint Pop and my name on top of that, and people love it. So then the next day I went to Gucci and said, hey, can I have some bags? So I keep asking for more bags, and those were my bags. And now I'm opening one in Miami on Thursday until the 12th on Meridian and Lincoln Road. So I hope you can visit. You're invited to the opening anyway. Thank you. Questions, anybody? Oh, come on.
This isn't a question, but over here.
Where?
Can you go back 2 slides?
Back 2 slides?
Yeah.
1, 2.
Hi, Guillermo. Over here. Over here.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well,
I have
thank
a
you.
question about what kind of paint that you use for the jeans. Or
I use acrylic paint.
acrylic paint for every jean.
Or anything, yeah.
And all of the bags as well.
For the bag, yeah, it's leather, it doesn't come out.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just very curious about that.
For the bases, I use some special ceramic paint. for the bases. Yeah. You should wear them inside out. Anyway. Of course.
I'm sorry.
Yes. I'm very curious. I get bored a lot. And I love what I do and I like having fun with things. And I also move for, business reasons or personal reasons. It's just, it's a combination of your life and your career and your passion. Yes.
Hi. Guillermo? Hi.
Yes.
Over here.
Come back.
How did you become an all-encompassing brand? Because I was reading there quickly. You went from CD and now you're also a designer and lifestyle. And is it just a natural progression as you built up, or?
It's something that I always been doing somehow, and now I'm embracing it. I'm like, okay, this is what I am. This is what I like.
Like, how did you start merging? Because
How do what?
How did you start merging all that? Because I've seen your stuff before. I was like, you look awfully familiar. I couldn't place it for a while. And I was like, oh, I've seen your work before.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you probably have.
Yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, how did you start from, especially you went from very creative art work and you pulled a lot of even things that are supposed to be just like the yacht, like the boating. It's how did you start pulling these type of clienteles and integrating?
Oh, wait, what do you mean? How that client called me or what?
No, yeah, well, partly that, but also like how did you stay true to yourself? Also, heed the client, because you're very, very artsy and very creative, and then some are more luxury, high-end brand, clean, merging.
Well,
those.
I like luxury. I understand luxury. And I like fashion, I like art, And some projects are more work, and some projects are more fun. But I always try to find something fun in every work, in every project that I do. There's always something that you can learn, and there's something, a way of, bring the client to a next level. So, yes.
So I was wondering if you could tell us more about Beauty is Justice, because I saw that a lot, online when I was researching.
Beauty is justice. Beauty is justice is a concept that I use and as a phrase that started as a joke, and then I use it as a slogan for some of my work. And there's beauty in everything, and some things are ugly.
Yeah.
So you
More
wanted to add
questions?
something?
I got more.
350.
So Guillermo will be here. Just come on up, ask more questions.
Yes. If I do what? It depends. I like to work with artists a lot, either photographers or illustrators or artists or designers. And that's always like an added value to the project. Not to all projects, but some of them. Anybody else? Yeah. Thank you very much.